Welcome back, this is CerealSnax. Today I'm looking at Dawn of the Ancients 2. I recently got into the beta on Steam, and kind of looking at the first page that they have here. Looks like they've got a community page. It's got all kinds of different stuff in it, and you can see kind of the people that I've got online. They've got a little store where you can buy a bunch of stuff. Your backpack, which I guess is stuff that you've already kind of purchased. Workshop, where you can actually contribute to Dawn of the Ancients 2. All kinds of stuff in here. And so let's just take a look. One thing you can do is you've got the news section, and it shows you what's going on with Dawn of the Ancients. They've got the International Dawn of the Ancients Championships up here in the top right. Kind of the new characters that have been released. So I think I'm going to start from kind of a basic high-level view of Dawn of the Ancients. And what it is it's based off the original Dawn of the Ancients. Was actually a mod that was made for Warcraft 3, really focusing on using the heroes of Warcraft 3 to play the entire game. So they've expanded upon that, made a ton of new heroes. You can see here on this page on my left, you can choose a hero, and right now there's a ton of heroes to choose from, organized into 3 categories: strength, agility, or intelligence. And each hero, when you click on them, I'll click on the first one on here, Earthshaker. It lists kind of what they're good at. This particular character is good at melee. He's an initiator, disabler, support, and lane support. And then it has overview of the skills he does, his bio, his damage, his stats, his abilities. They even have like a little video you can watch to see kind of what he does. So you can see kind of, this is kind of meta, but I've got like a video within a video. You can see him smashing down his big club thing there. So he's got like a totem that he uses. So of course you get the social aspect of it. You can see right here there's a chat, and people are just flying through the chat saying stuff and that sort of thing. So kind of neat. Let's see, this is the learn. There's items that you can actually buy in the game while you're playing to upgrade your hero. So you can see all that in here. And there's a huge learning curve in this game. So I'm just providing you with the real basic high-level view of it, but I haven't even scratched the surface of it yet. The learning curve of this is probably just as high, if not higher, than StarCraft 2, which is already pretty severe. So just playing it is going to be an interesting challenge. So probably what I'll do is show you the basic game. You can actually, in this page, watch other people play. You can actually spectate in the games. That should be pretty neat for esports, because you actually can just jump in here and watch tournaments that are going on. They've actually got tournaments posted here on this page. So Valve is making this game. It was originally, of course, a Blizzard game, right? Dawn of the Ancients, mod of Warcraft 3. Valve is now taking it over and is doing Dawn of the Ancients 2. I believe it's going to be free to play when it comes out, and then of course you can buy stuff on their page and all that. So like I said, you can customize your character. There's a workshop, all that stuff. What I'll do is go in here. I'm going to create a lobby. You can actually create a lobby of your own and play a game. And like I said, I'm very new to this, so I'm not going to be giving any kind of tutorials yet until I really figure out what this thing is all about. But I will load up a game, and I will show you the basics of it. So, I've got my little lobby. I'll call it CerealSnax for the game. So I'm going to just do it with bots just to show you what it's all about. At some point I want to actually play, but I don't want to do that until I really know what I'm doing. So let's start the game up. Just take a look, see what it's all about. So you can see that you have quite a few options in terms of what you want your main character to be. The characters are based on strength, intelligence, or agility, and they're all listed here. You can see the bots are all here, but you can see there's so many characters. One thing I would advise if you're going to be playing this game is to do some research on what character you want to play first. That's kind of how I would do it. You can also just pick one and just try it, but if you're going to do that, you may want to try it with the bots, obviously, and not go into a public game, because some people take it pretty seriously, and if you don't take it seriously, they may not be happy about it. But don't worry about them. Just do what you feel is right and pick a character. I'm going to go with the Spirit Breaker just to try him out. And really, he's got the Charge of Darkness, Empowering Haste, and Greater Bash, and Nether Strike is his ultimate ability. So the 4th ability is always the ultimate ability from what I've read, and that ultimate ability comes at a later level. There's 25 total levels that you can get to with your character in a game, and of course it's much like the Warcraft 3 Dawn of the Ancients, or I think it was called Dawn of the Ancients, but regardless, the Warcraft 3 mod where you have creep that you can fight, and you've got neutral creep that you can fight, and you also have creep of the enemies that you can fight. So you can see all these bots up here at the top that I'll be playing against. So really, the goal of the game, from a real high-level perspective, is just to destroy the enemy's base. Their main radiant, they call them in this game, the bases. And so I'm going with my strength character. I'm going to start her up. So that's the main goal. The other goal, of course, is to kill the other players' heroes and their creep, because that will help your character level up. And obviously, the more you kill their heroes, the more powerful you will get, and the weaker they will be. So you can see that when you first start out, you can upgrade one of your skills that you have. I've got Charge of Darkness, which is a good attack skill, or Empowering Haste. I'm going to go with Empowering Haste just because I want to move quickly, just starting out. And you know, having this my first time playing, I'm kind of winging it, but I just wanted to show you the basics. So you can see you can also buy Boots of Speed, which I'm going to do just because that way I can move quickly and easily and get into combat early in the game. It kind of gives you tips here. It says, you know, starting items that you might want to get, these iron branches, and then early game items, core items, that sort of thing. So you can always do that shop. And then you can see the little mule next to my character. Well, we can talk about that later, but that mule is a way to buy items and have them returned to you. It's a courier, basically, that curries items and that sort of thing to and from your hero character. So this guy's pretty neat. You can see he's got glowing fire coming off his head. He's got like a glowing like mace that he's carrying, and he's going to go into battle here. So you can see these guys running ahead of me are actually my creep from my team. Now, obviously it's a 5 versus 5 game, so I've got 4 other players that are on my team, and they're controlling their own heroes. They're bots in this instance, but you'll see what I mean here. You can see one of the heroes right there up in the front, and you can see my creep, or our creep, I guess you could say, is fighting the enemy's creep. My character's just kind of wailing away on it. It really does remind me, of course, of the Warcraft 3. It really has a fallback to that. If you haven't played DOTA 1, then obviously this is going to be very new to you. I never actually played DOTA 1, so my perspective from this game is really just my comparing it to Warcraft 3. And from that perspective, it's pretty neat. It's actually running on the Source engine, which is the Steam engine that they've used for Half-Life and Team Fortress 2 and all that. Of course, the neat thing about the Source engine is that it's really, really customizable. So Valve has done a great job of upgrading that engine to be, you know, if you look at the original Half-Life Source that they came out with, this is leaps and bounds ahead of that in terms of graphics and ability. And I'm running away here because I am about to die. But this guy, I played another character earlier who was much weaker. I actually picked a durable character, and I found him to be a little bit more, a little tougher. And if you're a new player, that may be the way to go, is either go with a durable character or go with a character that has a real fast movement speed so you can get out of situations quickly, because otherwise you'll be dying a lot if you don't understand exactly what's going on. So I'm actually killing my creep. You can see that my character has leveled up again, so I can actually upgrade a skill. I can't upgrade Empowering Haste, but I can get something like Charge of Darkness, which is nice. A nice little attack that I can do. So I'll probably do that Charge of Darkness, get that skill,
the beast of all worlds,
and then jump right back into the fray. So now that I'm leveled up, I'm going to do something really courageous and or stupid, and that is attack the hero of the other team. And you can see that didn't go so well. So that killed me. You can respawn. You see it takes a number of seconds to respawn. The more you die, the longer it takes to respawn, much like PvP in, say, World of Warcraft. You know, of course, if you die a lot, your respawn time is going to become longer and longer. So I'm going to run around here. So you can see my health, because I leveled up, I actually have more hit points naturally, and that sort of thing. I can go back here. I've collected a lot of money because I've been killing creep, so I can actually visit the store again. And I'm kind of just playing around with my skills here as I run around. Follow my creep back out to the battle.
Yes.
But that's probably what I should be doing, is going back to the store and buying some equipment. I didn't do that. I'm actually just running back into the thing. You can see a courier run by from some other hero that was selling stuff. That's neat. The little pack mules, basically. They're called couriers in this game. And I like the Spirit Breaker character that I'm playing. He's just, you know, you can't get to and from combat very quick, but once you get into it, he seems to live a little bit longer than the character I played before. So I'm just going to keep beating on this creep. Now,
Dander up.
there's things called lanes in this game, and I'm actually in, I believe, the middle lane. There's 3 lanes, and I think that there's 3 towers in each lane. This is one of the towers right here. And I found the towers to be very, very powerful. So if you're a new player, that's probably something to avoid. You can see I died again to the tower, and my respawn time is longer. But like I was saying, there's these lanes, and the lanes are very important. And if you read some of the tutorials on the characters, it mentions lanes. And if you're wondering what that is, that's basically the main corridors to and from the enemy's base. And those corridors, like I said, are lined with creep and turrets. So if you want to really have control of those lanes, you may want to pick a character that is strong in terms of lanes, obviously. And you just need, you know, that's just one of the terms used in the game. You can see I just passed by one of my own radiants, which is essentially the towers that I was talking about. And here I'm going to join up with one of my heroes, this big squid, or I don't know if he's a squid, looks like a mole rat almost. Leveled up again. So my health keeps going up, and I keep getting the ability to train skills. So I'm not going to end this film here. I wanted to just give you a high-level basics. You can see I didn't do a whole lot. I'm not actually going into their main base. I'm not doing a lot of the thing. I'm playing with bots, so I'm not getting a lot of chatter and communication. But in a game with a number of real players, you would probably get a lot of chatter, a lot of people, you know, working together. A lot of times people are playing now on TeamSpeak and that sort of thing, so that you can organize stuff and actually do well. There's professional games. There's a huge esports community, and a lot of you can actually spectate the games, so that is really powerful. I'm surprised that StarCraft 2 has not yet done that.
As suggested.
But I'm going to cut this off here. I'll probably put up some more videos of Dawn of the Ancients 2. I hope you've enjoyed my first look, my first impressions of the game. Like I said, it's a game that requires a fair amount of skill. I would say it comes close to the level of complexity of StarCraft 2, although you don't have to worry too much about macroing, obviously, because you don't have a base and that sort of thing. So it does lend itself well to people who want to just focus on their hero character and strategy in that respect. But it's different than StarCraft 2, but I would say that the learning curve is still there. So definitely something that would take hours and hours to master, but you probably have lots of fun doing it. So
Charge ahead.
hope you enjoyed. Catch me next time.